Mao. 2 balls and a strike to count on Taylor. Reyes fires, swinging a drive, deep left field. This is one back. Welcome on, Chris Taylor.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined today by Matt Moreno. Matt, we're talking free agency, and we're actually talking about a guy that was prominently featured in our intro video. Shout out to DodgerBlue.com, folks, for pointing this out. But Alex Reyes, reportedly one of the Dodgers among the teams interested in Reyes. Reyes featured as the guy who gave up the Chris Taylor home run in that wild card game. The last pitch he threw. So Juan Toribio reporting, Dodgers are interested in Reyes. Do you like this connection point for the Dodgers? Does this feel like a good fit?
In terms of fit, I guess yes, because it would be a prototypical Dodgers signing where they're going to, I know we'll get into some of the concerns and statistics with Reyes, but it would be, they're going to take not a gamble, but hopefully play on the upside and his potential that, they could kind of tap into. And if he gets healthy, he can end up being, a good bargain signing potentially for them.
Yeah, you mentioned the injury stuff. He had right shoulder surgery in May. He missed all of the 2022 season, that after being an all-star in 2021. But the injury history goes back further than that. He had lat surgery in 2018, Tommy John surgery in 2019, has had previous shoulder stuff with the right shoulder, hasn't had to have surgery, so maybe this cleans up some of those issues. But since debuting in 2016, the 2021 season was his first with more than 15 major league appearances. So let me say that again. Since debuting in 2016, he has one major league season with more than 15 appearances. He logged 0 appearances in 2017 across all minor league levels. He had 5 in 2018 across all minor league levels. 2019, he made 16 total appearances, but just 4 at the major league level. 15 appearances in 2020, 69 in 2021, and 0 in 2022. As I said, a great stuff from our folks over at DodgerBlue.com that the last pitch he threw was that Chris Taylor home run. I love that. But as far as the player, former top prospect, upper 90s fastball, strikeout per 9 of nearly 12 in 2020 and 2021. So you like to see that from a back-end reliever. The flip side is walks have been an issue, nearly 6.5 walks per 9 innings in 2020 and 2021. Expected ERA has been 3.5 across 2020 and 2021. So, that's expected ERA of 3.5 is good. It's not great. That's not Evan Phillips type stuff. That's more in the Brusdar Graterol level of stuff, I would say. So it's interesting because in some ways he fits the Dodgers profile in that he's a reclamation project. He missed all of last season. And in other ways, he's not a finished product either. Like, he's sort of in between this guy where I'm assuming there's going to be league-wide interest. The Dodgers are not going to be the only team. I'm assuming he gets a major league deal, would be my guess. And yet, on the flip side, the prospect pedigree that they love, the performance at the major league level has actually been there. And so, I mean, where would you go? Like, how much confidence do you have in Reyes being able to be a guy the Dodgers sign and make an impact in 2023?
Honestly, not necessarily very much, just because, one, he didn't pitch in 2022. And, whether it's because of injury, minor, whatever the case would be, like, that's a long time to go without appearing in a major league game. So if he signed to be, maybe halfway through the season, he's somebody who potentially can come up and make an impact. I think that is feasible. But if they were to sign him thinking, Tommy Kahnle's obviously a free agent, maybe he's not back, maybe Chris Martin isn't back, but we got Alex Reyes, like, I don't think that would be a wise move. And even, his all-star season in 2001, he struggled in the second half of that year. So before the injury and missing 2022, like, he kind of was already trending downward. And so that would be my concern. And, maybe it's not apples to apples, but a Yency Almonte type situation where he signed, you hope that you hit on this lottery ticket, and maybe you do and maybe you don't.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Reyes. What makes him so unique is that he has an all-star appearance under his belt. He was a former top prospect. So that's the difference, I think, between him and an Almonte type. While sort of at the nuts and bolts level, there's probably a lot of similarities. I think as far as competition in the marketplace, there's going to be more. I agree with you. Chris Martin, a free agent who's still out there. I'd much prefer a Chris Martin deal because, again, I think Reyes is going to get a few $1,000,000 at a major league level, maybe even a 2-year deal because somebody's going to bet on it. Looking at the Dodgers bullpen right now, I would say there are 5 guys that you feel pretty confident in. That's Evan Phillips, Alex Vestia, Brusdar Graterol, Yency Almonte, and Caleb Ferguson. I would say those 5 you feel good about. Then you've got Bickford, Phil Phil Bickford, Victor Gonzalez, Justin Brule, Jake Reed, 4 more guys that are sort of the second level. Obviously, whoever doesn't make the starting rotation, you might have a couple arms that get moved to the bullpen there as well. But Chris Martin, as I said, a free agent, Blake Trinan and Daniel Hudson. My guess, me speaking, I don't think either one is going to have a meaningful contribution in 2023. And so I say all that because there is actually a need in the Dodgers bullpen. There's 5 guys you trust right now. You need 3 more by the end of the year. And so I do think if it's not Reyes, there does need to be some movement on the relief pitcher market.
Yeah, it's definitely fair. I agree with you on Trinan, but I think Hudson maybe will be in position to make an impact. And I guess, how effective he will be can be argued, but at least he'll be around. And so you hope that, a veteran pitcher, he'll be able to kind of find his footing and contribute. But I mean, the bullpen is an area that definitely needs to be addressed. And I guess if you're the Dodgers, there hasn't really been a whole lot publicly reported about Chris Martin, so maybe that's working in your favor. Tommy Kahnle, something just came out beginning of this week that there was, I think 10 plus teams interested. And so that, maybe he's not necessarily back. But I mean, I agree with you. There's definitely a need in the bullpen, and arguably there's a need at closer. And I'm not saying that Alex Reyes would be signed and fill that role, but yes, there are holes to fill.
Yeah, and because Daniel Hudson says he's going to be ready for spring training. Is that right?
He has said that. Brandon Gomes said that's the hope. I'm not necessarily counting on that. Maybe by like the second month of the regular season is my guess. He'd be ready to go.
Yeah, which again, we're talking about Reyes and the question marks that come from him missing all of last season. Hudson didn't miss all of last season, but Hudson's much older and missed a large portion of last season. Now, you feel better about a knee injury than you do a shoulder injury if you're looking at pitchers, but a lot of interesting moves here because Reyes is one name, Kenley Jansen's another name that's been floated, Chris Martin, who we said. You could go a lot of different directions there. The former big name guy, bring him home in Kenley Jansen, the former top prospect, young guy in Alex Reyes, or Chris Martin, who they kind of picked up off the trash heap a few months ago and pitched really well for them, but is up there in age. So lots of options for the Dodgers in the bullpen, but one thing we agree on, the Dodgers need to do something at that position. That's Matt Moreno. My name is Jeff Spiegel, as always. Thank you for joining us. Check out DodgerBlue.com for all the latest Dodger Blue 1958 on social media. That way you get the latest breaking news and rumors like this all the time. That's Matt. I'm Jeff. Enjoy the rest of your day. Of course, go Dodgers.